everybody, it's Saskia here again with another scrapbook process video for you guys. I am making a page for the Memory Nest Make It Monday. It's based off of a sketch, and on the sketch there's a big kind of rectangle and it has a big picture and a small picture. I'm going to stay pretty close to it. Instead of doing like a big rectangle, I'm going to use big words across the page. I've had this kind of idea in my head for a while. I've been wanting to do it. It hasn't worked out, and finally I have the right scenario for it to work. So I'm pretty excited to do this. What I am doing is I just cut out some letters out of some regular old paper, just kind of freehand cut them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch lots of little holes all around, and then I'm going to stitch them with some thread or floss, I guess. And then I'm going to do kind of like a string art look to them. I like string art. I've done some of it, so it's kind of fun to do it on a scrapbook page. I've been wanting to do this for so long, so I'm really excited. I know I recently saw a line come out that had like a page with all these string art letters, and I was like, oh, I really got to do it now, so that's what I'm going to do. And it just takes a few minutes to do all this. It's not too bad. I think my husband came in at one point in time and started talking to me while I was punching holes, and the guy was like, hey, you're in my light. And then he went away again. Let's see. I'm almost done. I won't show you guys me sewing. I believe I was watching some shows, getting caught up on TV shows while I sewed it all around it, because it does take a while to do that, so I'm saving you guys that long, boring wait. So we'll kind of jump a little bit ahead once I finish popping all that out. Alright, so I've got it all nicely strung up, and I decided I wanted to have a little bit more color, so I'm going to put kind of a rainbow edging around it. 'Cause it's a picture about egg hunts, it's Easter, it's spring, it's bright, it's colorful, cheery time. So just trimming away. And I kind of like, now that I look back on that, I kind of liked it, the stripes the other way. But in the end, I will decide to have my stripes go this way to bring out the color more on the top. It kind of bugs me a little bit with there not being a lot of stripes on the side, but I couldn't really trim my paper too much smaller just because I had the big words already sewed on, and I didn't want to go looking for another rainbow paper. I was like, this is what we're going to do, this is what I have handy. So there we go. Now I'm going to lay my pictures down, and I knew I wanted to back that center photo a little bit. And I'm just going to use a little bit of vellum to add a little layer, and then I'm going to take some of this orange paper I had just kind of laying around. And I liked the orange because my son has orange pants on, and there's also a little bit of orange in his shirt, so I thought that would help kind of bring that out a little bit. And it does. But of course, when I end up putting a little frame around the small picture of my son, you barely can see his orange pants, and I really like those orange pants. I thought for a minute maybe I'd use that rainbow side, but it was way too crazy. I got enough going on with the stripe rainbow and the rainbow Hoppy going around. I'm just going to fiddle a little bit, deciding where do I show his full head, do I kind of cut it off a little bit. Couldn't quite figure out what I was going to do, because if I liked showing the full head, but then you really didn't see his pants at all, and I wanted to bring out a little bit of that orange, so I was like, okay, it'll have to go down a little bit. And that way you can also see the egg in his lap too, since it is an egg about his first, it is a layout about his first Easter and his first egg hunt, so I really wanted to make sure we saw the eggs, and it's just not just a random picture of him. So I added a cute little cloud paper clip that I had just gotten, and I also added a little, well, I rested a little flare, it's a little bunny on there, and I really liked it. I have a lot of cute little Easter flair, and I'm going to end up switching it out. And I'll keep thinking about, oh, maybe I can add it back in, but there just wasn't really a good space to add it with that big title there. It made it kind of tricky. So I'm going to swap the flare out for the little bunny. The little chipboard bunny sticker. It's a very youthful looking piece. So I'm looking at the sheet with a lot of little stickers. It has lots of cute little words, and I'm kind of debating about, can I get that flare back on matching it with a cute little saying, or am I just going to stick with the bunny? And in the end I'll stick with the bunny. And I'm going to pick up the word that says egg hunt. I'm going to stick it on there. Because I'm thinking, oh, it is about an egg hunt. This is about an egg hunt. So I'm going to use the little word egg hunt, and it'll be cute. I think about where I'm going to put it, debate a few times. But I'm like, it's going to go in that one spot. But later on, I'm going to change that up. And you'll see why in a little bit. So there was it had a little bit of like a pink line on it. So I'm kind of trimming the sticker on it. And I kind of, that upper corner of that picture really screams for something. But I'm going to stick it on that frame. And then I'm just going to stick the frame on. Well, I was looking for pictures to print off. I decided to do these ones, but I really liked my pictures from this year's egg hunt as well, so I'm kind of wanting to scrapbook them real soon. But at the same time, I like giving myself a little bit of a break so my pages don't look too similar. But I might just have to do this year's egg hunt as well. Alright. So now I like to save my paper. I really like the rainbow stripe. I had to cut out a big rectangle so I can use that paper on some other stuff because I really liked the stripes. And I actually like the back side of it too. It's a bunch of pink triangles, which is pretty cute and handy. Be good for Project Life bits, so I will not waste, that's for sure. I got a nice big piece I can use for something else. So I'm just going to attach it on real quick. You can see how nice and neat my little stitching was. Might look like craziness on the front, but on the back it's really nice and neat. My husband actually likes the look of the nice cleanness other than the string art. He wasn't really understanding the whole string art idea. I think it's kind of messy, but that's the look I was going for. I decided to raise the photo up just a little bit with some dots because of the string is a little bit thicker and I wanted it to overlap just a little bit. So it helped to raise it a tiny bit, which will cause a couple little minor issues. Oh, yeah, while I was scrapbooking, my son came in. He started looking through the scrapbooks, and I just thought it was so cute. So I had to show you guys in a minute that's what he was doing while I was busy scrapping. So now I'm back to my scrapbooking, getting the picture on, and there he goes. And I was going to stick this frame on, but I realized that I had raised that center photo, and that wasn't going to stick down like I originally thought in my head, so then I had to go back and add some dots underneath it to raise that one up as well, so they wouldn't be, so it would stay on the page. And then I get the bunny on. I had a hard time getting that stuff off of it. There we go. And I'm going to stick it on, and then I'm going to realize the bunny's really wobbly and that the bunny's going to need a dot underneath it as well. So then I add one. I think I grabbed 2 dots in the process, and I have this extra dot I'm going to stick on there. It's not sticking because I forgot to take the backing off of that one. And now it's going to stay on and be like, okay, it's good. I try to add those stickers. I love those little puffy stickers, but they're so hard to add on, I find. Let's see. I'm talking to myself a lot right there, debating on what I'm going to do. Let's grab my ruler. Okay, I think I'm going to add my title on now, and it's going to say First Egg Hunt, because it's my son's first egg hunt. And I got a lot of fun colors. I really like these green alphabet stickers, and then I'm going to have some cool yellow ones with some blue, and it's fun to finally have some different colors. I usually pick up only blue and pink ones, and now I finally have started to see some other colors. I'm waiting for like a really vibrant orange and a really cool purple. I haven't found those ones yet, but so I'm just playing around with the stickers, trying to figure out how I want my title to lay out. I knew I was going to add a lot of journaling. I have a long story to add onto this, so I needed to have space for it. I'm just kind of thinking how I'm going to do it. And when I lay out the word hunt, I'm going to realize, hey, egg and hunt are pretty much the same size, so that they'll line up nicely underneath each other. So I'm just going to kind of say, I'm going to just put them in this spot and go with it. And I'm talking to myself about that journaling. I'm trying to make sure I give enough room for the journaling. And I like how the first egg looked, but once I get the egg down and put hunt down, I'm going to be thinking that the first floats too much. So then I'm going to be like, stuck with that. And I wanted to overlap the egg onto the picture, but because my picture is raised with the dots, I couldn't do that. So I had to stick them on underneath a little bit. Alright, so now I'm getting hunt on there. And so I wanted to put that first kind of next to it, but I just wasn't happy with it. So I was like, oh, I'll just turn it. And I'm like, hey, they fit perfectly right there. So I stick that on. I know I did that on a layout really, really recently, the same kind of thing, but I'm going to do it again because it worked really well. So now that I have first egg hunt there, I realized that sticker that said egg hunt was too much repetition for me, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to look for another sticker, and I was really hoping it'd peel better off than it did. So I'm going to look for another sticker, and I'm going to pick the one that says family tradition. It also ends up being a green sticker, so it slides out. Oh, it's right, it says family traditions, but I'm going to kind of cover the S with the bunny. So, and it covered really well, so I was happy about that. And the family traditions actually works really well and was a sticker I was thinking about using to begin with, because the egg hunt has kind of become a family tradition, doing one in our backyard. And what's extra exciting was this is our first egg hunt in our first house. That's our house that we bought, so it was extra special egg hunt. So I really was happy to use the family tradition. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my head, what I just said. So I'm just adding another little sticker for I want bring in a little bit more of that rainbow color, but not too much. So I'm just going to stick it there, and eventually I'll add the date on to it so I know when this was. And now I'm just adding a little bunny stamp. I really like those bunny stamps. I think they're just the cutest. And I'm going to add some eggs. Well, I'm going to add one egg. There was a little egg stamp on there. Actually, there's two different egg stamps. I'm going to put the one next to the word egg that I'm doing right now. And there's another egg, and I really wanted to use it and kind of hide it somewhere on the page so that I kind of played on the egg hunt. But I wasn't really happy with it being, I couldn't find a good spot for it. Nothing really kind of called, hey, this is where an egg should go, and so then I end up just ditching that idea. Sometimes it's better to know when to stop, and this was one of those moments I decided I have a lot going on this page with all the string and stuff, so I was going to stop. And now I'm going to add my own little enamel dots, and I'm just going to glue them on. It's the best way I've found to get them to stick so far. And kind of finding the right glue to make them stay too. That one works well. And they were a little on the messy side kind of can see some of the glue sticking out, but it's not too bad. Alright, so now I've gone to my journaling, and what I'm writing is, we were able to close on our house a few days early, which allowed for us to celebrate your first Easter in our first home. It's wonderful to be able to make a backyard egg hunt a family tradition. So I'm kind of trying to pull on that family tradition sticker and incorporate it into my journaling and try to capture the whole moment. It was such an exciting egg hunt because we did close the day before Easter, and so I was so excited to get that egg hunt in our backyard. Because I thought, oh no, we're going to be stuck in this little townhouse with no backyard at all, and I really wanted to get an egg hunt because the house we had last year that we rented had a big backyard for an egg hunt, and I really wanted to get that egg hunt in again. I know quite a few people who've done egg hunts in the community, but they tend to not go very well with the little kids. They tend not to get any eggs. Our neighbor this past spring went to one, and she did not get any eggs, and I've heard a lot about different people not getting a single egg, and I knew that wouldn't go over well, so I wanted to stick with the egg hunts in our backyard. And now I'm just kind of adding this one little sticker ribbon strip right at the top because I had a little bit too much extra space up there, so I just grabbed that, which is good because I rarely use those long strips of stickers. I have a hard time with them. They're usually not my thing, and I was like, this one works perfectly this time, so I'm going to use it up right away. And I think I'm just telling myself to add one more little thing up there. I'm going to add a little wooden butterfly because I haven't added any wooden embellishments yet, and that's pretty much going to be my page. So I hope you really enjoyed watching it, and I hope you feel inspired by it. Thanks! Have a great day! Bye!